Hi, it's September 3rd, and I just finished my third physical therapy appointment at Seattle Cancer Care Alliance. I have an hour to kill, so I walked down to Lake Union so I could see the view and give everyone an update regarding my next treatments. I'm at the bottom of the hill in front of the Kraken store, which you can't see. They just opened up a Kraken store down the way. Duke's is down here. Here's the waterfront. It's really pretty. And if I keep turning, you're gonna see the Space Needle. Where is that Space Needle? There it is. There it is. Space Needle. It's super pretty down here. All these gorgeous boats. Real quiet. Chemo, and then after the chemo for 3 months, eventually my arm started getting kind of locked up, and they call it cording, because when I raise my arm, which you won't see now, but as I raise my arm, under my armpit you'll see a line. It looks like a vein popping out, but they call it cording because my lymph nodes aren't draining properly. So my lymphatic system is trying to drain through the nodes that now have been removed. And since the nodes have been removed, the lymphatic system is being dammed up, and so it's sort of stuck and doesn't know where to go. So with physical therapy, they're going to help me loosen that up and help me regain my range of motion. Right now I can lift up my arm up right now I can lift it up really well, but before, a few weeks ago, it was like up to here and I could barely move my arm out, and it's actually painful in that if I touch my skin, it hurts. So I can just, here, I'll show you. If I barely, like, let's say it's my leg, if I barely touch, it's like I can't even touch my arm. It hurts pretty bad. So today they stretched me, they started massaging my arm and my lymph nodes where they were removed to start that flow of liquid. I'm not really sure what's in your lymphatic system. Anyway, so it'll start finding a new pathway and hopefully not get locked up. The worst case scenario is if this doesn't get solved, then I'm gonna have to wear like these sleeves on my arm. My arm will get really, I wanna say they're juicy, but they'll be puffy. And it'll be really painful for the rest of my life. So I'm working really hard right now to stretch twice a day, walk a lot, take long walks, and just get my lymphatic system flowing. If I sit still and don't do any exercise, then my lymphatic system will just sit still as well and just not drain. So that's what I'm working on in regards to physical therapy. Then the second thing today that I have at 10 o'clock, which is in 45 minutes, I'll walk back up to Seattle. So at 10 o'clock, I have my first drug infusion. So prior to this, I had 3 months of chemo and drug infusion. The drug is called Herceptin. So I'm gonna go in and get that infused into my port, which is here, and that's only 30 minutes, and that drug targets specifically the HER2 cancer that I have. And I will be going into this infusion every 3 weeks. But the good news is they have another way to put the infusion or the drug into me. So you can infuse it, or you can have it injected. So I decided I'll take the first infusion, since we didn't have time to remove the port once I found out. So next week, or in 3 weeks, I'll start having injections. So backing up, I'll have the infusion today. The next week I'm gonna get my port out, and then in another week, is that 3 weeks? Or by the third week, I can start having just quick injections instead of having to sit down for 30 minutes to take my infusion. So next week, unfortunately, I'm very disappointed that I have to have another COVID swab, which actually kind of made me mad when they told me. And I immaturely said, forget it, I don't want to have another COVID swab. But the nurse said, no, it's just gonna be a few minutes, and then you can get your port taken out and it'll be so much better. So I agreed to have another COVID swab, and then 2 days later I have my surgery to take out my port, and they'll sew that all up, and then I'll have my injections every 3 weeks. Then on the third note, there's 3 things I wanted to update. Is my radiation. So tomorrow I go up north to Northwest instead of down here at SCCA. Northwest is closer to home, and they have they're connected to SCCA somehow, and they can give me my radiation. So I'm going to meet with them, and they're going to do a simulation of the area that they need to radiate. And the simulation will be some sort of computer marking grid system that will map out the part that they need to radiate, and that map will be the same map that they will align with every time they radiate me, so that they know that they're radiating the exact same points each time I go. In the past they used to use tattoos, but when you were breathing and you're moving, the tattoos move, so it's never the exact placement. So with this new way of doing things, they're more certain that they are getting the exact areas each time. They want to make sure they radiate perfectly. Radiation is like 10 to 15 minutes, and I'll be going for a full month, 5 days a week, for 20 times. So it's just a full month, 5 days a week. And apparently it starts getting red. It just feels like a bad sunburn. And then I guess by the end of the treatment, I'll start feeling kind of really tired. I might get a little skin might come might flake off, but it's not supposed to be too bad. And I guess the worst case scenario is you get a little tired and depressed. And then actually, you know what, the really bad thing about radiation, which does not occur very much, but the worst case scenario, and which is ironic, is once they radiate you, it does change your cells, and your cells start to mutate a little bit, and it could cause cancer. So anyway, I'm not looking at that. I am looking to be better, and putting my hope in and trust in the data that they've collected over the years, and knowing that this is the best treatment. And let's see, what are the stats? I guess people who don't go through radiation have, I think it's 20 or 25% cancer returning, and those who have chosen to do radiation in my situation have only had a 5% return of cancer. So therefore I am doing the radiation. Anyway, I hope everyone is well, and that they're hanging in there, and that they're putting their hope in other things that are in front of them. And oh, I wanted to say something really great. My emotion and my attitude and just my stamina has really picked up. So it's been, has it been 3 weeks or a month since my last chemo, and I feel so much better. I'm so grateful for everybody's prayers and support. And so God's been so good. I've had tons of energy, where before I'd sit on the couch and I could not even think to make dinner or put anything away because I was just exhausted. I could barely go up a flight of steps without losing my breath. I felt super old and sort of down after a while, like it was really taking a toll on me. And then the last, I guess, week or so, I've been able to go for walks without being out of breath. But the best part is I've been able to clean up the house and go through papers and things I haven't touched for 3 months, and clean up the kids' school area where they're going to do their schooling and homework, and just be a part of the family and feel like I'm pulling my weight. And it just feels good to be part of the family and make dinner, clean up, hang out, and not be exhausted by the end of the day and fall into bed. So I really do look up to people who go through chemo more than 3 months, because it's really hard. It's really, really hard, and I didn't have it as hard as most people. So keep your prayers for those that you know that are being tortured through this chemo process and have a lot that they're going through. Anyway, I better close up. It's been 10 minutes of me talking, and I'm sure you need to get on your day. All right, have a nice day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.